What do you think of my background? Do you like that? Do you think that's cool? Hey, Damon DiMarco here for CreateX3.com, and today we're here in my writing studio. We're here in my New York City writing studio today to bring this video. We're here in my New York City writing studio today to bring you this video on the stencil setting. Here is your ribbon color selection switch. There's black and there is red, the top and bottommost settings. There's also the stencil setting in the middle. Here is the stencil function in action on this 1934 torpedo. Black ink, red ink, stencil. What was that used for? Back in the day, when I was a kid, we used to have ditto machines.
A spirit or fluid duplicator can quickly produce copies in one or more colors, runs of less than 400 copies. The term ditto is also commonly used because one company was originally prominent in the field.
You would use your typewriter to type up a master using the stencil setting. And then you would pour fluid onto a stencil, and your teacher in elementary school would sit there and crank a shaft. And it was before Xerox machines came along, and using ditto fluid, which was like this toxic blue, and it smelled like, I can still smell it right now just thinking about it. It's in there. You could run off hundreds of copies of, say, a math quiz or a history quiz or a homework assignment or whatever you needed to back in the 1970s. Dating myself with that one. That's okay. I'm cool with it. I hope you are too. The idea was that you were cutting the hammers directly into the waxy master copy. Note how the ribbon does not rise when the hammers are flying. The master copy was done on this kind of waxy substance which accepted the blows of the type hammer, so they cut right into it and they formed an imprint. Much like the ink forms on the page, in a normal situation when you're using the typewriter, the hammers would just bam, 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 stamp their characters directly into the master, and then you would run the master through the machine and it would make all these copies. With the stencil setting, you are getting some ink on the page, but that's just because of the type hammers. It would have been a good idea to clean the type hammers off before cutting a stencil. So I hope that answers your question. Basically, the stencil setting on your vintage manual typewriter is a vestigial organ, sort of like your tonsils or appendix. It had a use at one point. It doesn't really have any use any longer, but it's an interesting piece of typewriter history. I hope you agree. At any rate, for CreateX3.com, my name is Damon DiMarco. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit subscribe, which is somewhere here on the screen. Tell your friends about us. It really helps me out when you do that. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the thing below. I get back to people. I love talking to people who write in, and you know, it's just nice. If you're interested in hearing more about what we're doing, go to CreateX3.com and subscribe to our free newsletter. I promise you I will not inundate you with material, but every once in a couple of weeks or so I'll send out a little thing about what we're doing. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay creative.